Great afternoon, almost, starting. So I did a layout and I wanted to look at the voting thing that they've got going. So what we have above it all is, we're looking at the crop, what they're trying to sow. We're not real happy about it. And so what we need to do is remember the past with what's going on with the voting laws. In the center, it's about putting the energy forward, moving, and what we need to do is have some good guidance in that area when it comes to these voting things, because foundation of it is Repugly Uglies want to keep their affluence. It's all about their affluence, and we need to express what we want to put out there. We need to paint the picture. We need to make the changes because going into it, we have the burden. And so we need to get kindred spirits. We need to get everybody working together with it. Like they were saying today, we need to make federal laws to supersede these state laws that they keep trying to put in to repress voting. Okay, so we look at all of the things. The Repugly Uglies are trying to do everything they can to manipulate the system. We need to look at the shadow things they're doing. Again, when it comes to the Repugly Uglies going into it, we need a healing. This is going to take something. We've got the burden again of looking at all the things the Republicans are throwing out there to gum up the works. It's like Jim Crow era again. They're trying to bring it back, suppress the voting. They can't get in unless they cheat. And they have no problem cheating, doing whatever they can so they can keep their positions of power and money and affluence and keep the, remember, they want to keep the affluent in power, and so they can continue just to serve the rich and to put down the poor. So going forward, we have judgment. We have to remember the secrets. Again, I just keep recalling of Jim Crow era, of that type of things, because we've got the Republicans that are so fragile they cannot face a loss. And so we need to be bold in going forward and rapidly coming, we need to break through this. We need to break through what they are doing to try to suppress voting again. So again, the foundation of it, if we look at this, is we need healing from what the Repuglies are doing. We need to express what we're feeling about what they're doing. And again, we need to be bold against their fragile egos. We need to do it with guidance. We need to do it in a wise way. In the center of it all, we need to have people work together, to carry the burden, kindred spirits, to go forward, to make a breakthrough. And we need to do this quickly. This is not something that we can hold off on doing, because again, above it, we need to look at what they're doing, and we need to look at the past. Okay, we need to be conscious of the past. Again, all the stuff that they're throwing out there, the shadow stuff, judgment, the secrets, the things that they've tried to do to continue to suppress voting. It's, just bring back the Jim Crow era. Okay, so again, we need to be vigilant in this. We need to remember the past. We need to speak out, speak up. We need to take charge and move forward. Okay, we need to move forward, but it's going to take, again, taking charge of this. We need to make stronger federal laws in order to counteract these state laws that they are doing. It's ridiculous when you think that it's now becoming a felony if you want to give somebody a drink of water or something while they're in line for hours and hours and hours. Okay? That is beyond ridiculous. So above that, when it comes to that, is sadness. I mean, the fact that they would try to make it a crime to give people water while they're standing in line. This is something that needs to be rejected. There's a lot of anxiety around this issue, what the Republicans are trying to do with it. Okay, we need to bring light to it, to this situation. We need to, check the consciousness, what's behind this, and we need to be creative in getting beyond it, okay? We need to get some, we need to get some balance. We need to reject what they're doing, okay? Above it, we need to reject what they're doing, get some balance, put some light, shed light, more light on the subject going into it, okay? We need to reflect how anxious this is making people and get creative on how to solve the problem, which is to again, check the consciousness, the unfairness of it, and we need to move forward, out of love for the voters, for the people. Everybody has a right to vote. Everybody has a right to vote. So we need to, again, look at things and handle it on a federal level that will supersede the things they are trying to do in the states. I don't care how much these white supremacists, hoo-haws, want to try to do it. We're not going to go back. They can just go out there and burn their rebel flags. They are not going to hoist them again. I'm sorry. That point in time has passed. It needs to pass, and it needs to be gone forever. Okay? These old crows need to pack it up and move forward, because this is, we can't continue to have this type of hatred and this type of repression and this just, why are they? Because they're in fear. They're in fear. They are not, if you were a stand-up person and you had confidence in what you're doing, you wouldn't be ruled by fear. Okay, if you were doing the right thing, you'd have the population behind you. But the only way they can win is through nefarious means. That should tell you something. The only way they can win is by cheating. And they're going to find a legal way to cheat. This is a legal way to cheat. Okay? It's like creating loopholes at every turn, creating another and another and another loophole. And this needs to be closed down. We can't continue to have these people out there creating this drama and fueling even more division. Okay, their whole thing is about fueling more and more division. Okay? So this needs to go. We need to get beyond this. We need to close up these gaps. Hopefully when these old mud turtles get out, and we have, hopefully newer generation coming in, this is going to shift. Okay? Hopefully. It needs to shift. It needs to move on. Society needs to get better. You do not need to repress somebody to lift yourself up. Okay? But that's all these Repugly Uglies know, is you got to stand on top of somebody else, trample somebody else into the ground to keep power and to put yourself above. And that is absolutely ridiculous. Okay? We need to go back to the days when, employers cared about the people that work for them, when they understood it was due to their workers' hard work that they're in a position that they're in, rather than seeing workers as dispensable. Okay? Dime a dozen. Okay? So again, there needs to be a radical change in society, and these people need to get educated out of their fear and hate and bully tactics of abuse of power to maintain some sense of control. And that's the thing. They want to control. They want to keep a tight rein, a tight fist. Rather than finding out if you actually gave people some credit for what they're doing, treated them well, they would work even harder for you. They would work, to make everyone successful. But when you're trying to browbeat people and beat them down, then what you get is resistance. Okay? So we need to come to the point of changing that attitude to say, if you work together, if you respect each other, okay, if you cared about each other, we would go so much further than if you try to browbeat, to put down, to bully, to have an abuse of power. That never works. That never works. Okay? If you keep to try to rule people by fear, it's going to eventually backfire on you. So I'm going to leave this here, love and light. See you online. If you've enjoyed this, please give a thumbs up, and I'll see you online. Thanks for tuning in.